All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 5468, State of Texas versus Johnny Joe Aguirre. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Megan Enriquez for Johnny Joe Aguirre.
And are you Johnny Joe Aguirre?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Yes, I do.
Are you the same Johnny Joe Aguirre who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 5468 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on October 20th, 2023 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violating condition number 4, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Johnny Joe Aguirre did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State.
I'm sorry, is that a true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objection?
No objections to the other allegations being waived, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, I do.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, I do. Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, there's not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
State's requesting adjudication of guilt and revoke the individual office probation, Your Honor.
All right, and what are you requesting?
Your Honor, I would like to call my client as a witness, but we are requesting that he be continued and that we talk about what that looks like and what might be appropriate and explain to the court the things that he is struggling with, why, and maybe together come up with a plan for his success and to get him back on the right track.
All right, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you feel will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Johnny Aguirre?
All right, defense.
Johnny, are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay. You know the judge has a big decision to make here, right? Okay, speak up so she
Yes,
can
ma'am.
hear you. Okay. Tell the judge, where did you grow up? You didn't grow up in San Antonio. Where did you grow up?
For 20 years, I lived in Eagle Pass, Texas.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
And after high school, what did you do?
I went to Job Corps and got 2 certificates.
Okay. And then after that, after your certificates, were you in the military?
Yes, I joined the Army after that.
And what? Okay, you were in the Army. And what was your job in the Army?
I was a generator mechanic.
Okay. Speak up a little bit. Okay. What was your job in the Army?
I was a generator mechanic.
Okay. Graduated from high school, went to the Army, and then was there a big event that happened in your family with the loss of a family member a few years ago?
Yes. My brother got murdered 2 years ago.
Okay. And so your brother was murdered, and actually the people who are alleged to have murdered your brother, their cases are still pending, right? For the
Yes.
murder charges for murdering your brother?
That's correct.
Okay. And were you close with your brother?
Very.
Okay. And then at this point in your life, you started using illegal substances and drugs. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is that as a coping mechanism or why? Have you ever been to prison before?
No.
Had you ever been arrested before that?
Not here in San Antonio, no.
Okay. Had you ever been arrested for any sort of felony before your brother's murder?
No.
Okay. So no serious offenses, and then your brother is murdered. You fall into a severe depression. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're admitting to the court you were struggling with substances, correct?
Yes.
Methamphetamine?
Yes.
Okay. Were you also working when you were here in San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, you were working in restaurants, is that correct?
I did that for a while, and I was self-employed for a while.
Okay. And you have family support, is that correct?
In Eagle Pass.
Not in San Antonio. Okay, so that's important. So not in San Antonio, but in Eagle Pass, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you know that I spoke with your dad yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And your dad and your stepmom are, if you're continued on probation, and if you're released on probation, if you're not in a treatment facility, then they're saying that you can go live with them in Eagle Pass, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And your dad does he work?
He's retired from the U.S. Postal Service.
Okay. He was a mailman for 36 years and recently retired, is that right?
36 years and 6 months, yes.
Okay. So your dad's never been in trouble, right? They don't,
He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he's never been in trouble with the law.
okay. I mean,
Straight
imagine as a mailman, you can't be going to people's doors and giving the mail through the mail slot if you have felonies and things like that, right? So that's not your dad.
That's correct.
Okay, so you'll have, if you're continued, you'll be surrounded by positive influences, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, when you first started struggling with addiction, you had not picked up a criminal case, but your dad sent you to an inpatient rehab, correct?
Correct.
That's how you got here to San Antonio, because you came here for a drug rehab,
Yes, ma'am.
even though it wasn't tied to a criminal case?
Yes.
Okay. But then later, you obviously pick up this case, and then when you start probation, you did lifetime recovery, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And maybe that wasn't effective or structured enough because you did relapse, correct?
Correct.
Okay. In addition to your depression, you believe that you may have some other mental health issues that may need to be addressed, such as ADD, and then along with the severe depression of your brother, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've never had professional treatment for that, right?
No, I barely got diagnosed with that the last time that I was in custody.
Okay, but you haven't done any sort of treatment.
No,
right?
ma'am.
And if the judge continues you, would you, I mean, obviously it would be ordered, but you would be willing and want to try to address those mental health issues, right? Have a doctor talk to you and figure out tools and ways that you can deal with those things?
I would be very willing, yes.
Okay. And as well as so that you don't relapse and go back to drugs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're willing to do, if the judge decides to keep you on probation.
Deferred adjudication is basically the court saying we'll give you a chance, but once the state moves to adjudicate guilt, that safety net is gone from here on out. Johnny Joe is one mistake away from a full felony conviction and real prison time.
You're motivated to seek and comply with any sort of mental health treatment, correct?
Definitely.
Evaluations and then whatever treatment recommendations,
Yes.
as well as drug treatment evaluations and any sort of facilities or programs or whatever it is that that recommends,
Yeah,
correct?
ma'am.
And whatever else the judge and probation thinks may be helpful to you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you are continued and the judge orders all of these things and you feel like it's not enough, can you look at Judge Boyd and tell her that you will be proactive in telling her that you need more help or more structure?
I will.
Is there anything else that you want? Trying to make sure I covered everything that you and I have talked about, but anything else that you would like Judge Boyd to know or to consider before making her decision as to whether to continue you on probation and come up with a probation plan for you or send you to prison? Is there anything that you want to tell her?
Yes. My father is my best friend in my life. I've never been in trouble with him, and he's 70 years old. So I know this is, critical time to be with him. And I believe he needs my help because he owns an apartment and he has my sister doing the lawn service and all that, because he just had leg surgery and he's getting too old. And I would like to be there with him to help him.
So if you're continued on probation and if you are allowed to transfer you to probation to Eagle Pass, to your hometown, you would be working with your dad as he's a landlord and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff, and helping do landscaping, as well as maybe also working in restaurants and things
Yes.
like that. Okay. And in your dad's household, it's just him and your stepmom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your children or other family members or anything like
No.
that? Okay. Nothing further.
Any questions?
Yes, actually. Your brother, his murder, was it here in Bear County, San Antonio, Texas?
Yes, it was.
Were y'all living together at the time?
He would stay with me on and off. He was homeless. I had an apartment, and then I lost it 3 months after that and became homeless. So,
So what was the motive of why these individuals killed your brother? Do you know?
they say he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, but there's allegations that he could have been set up because he was living.
This is a huge warning the judge is legally required to give by pleading true to missing probation appointments. He's admitting a violation that allows the court to sentence him anywhere from probation all the way up to 20 years. No plea deal, no guarantees. This is a high-risk move.
Lifestyle
What lifestyle?
of drugs in the streets.
Drugs in the streets? Okay. And, I think, defense counsel stated earlier, you would be willing to go to an inpatient if the judge ordered it. Is that correct? Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right.
And
So-
to that note, if I could just add one more
Yes.
thing, Your Honor. I have conferred with probation. His TAP is expired because he first did a TAP evaluation over a year ago. So if you do choose to continue him, we would like a new TAP to be ordered so that it's current, and maybe even a mental health evaluation.
Right. Any objections to the court reviewing the court summary?
No objection. No.
I would object just because there's mention of some allegations that they've waived.
Well, I won't consider those
Okay.
allegations.
Okay. Yeah, as long as anything which that references those,
All
are
right.
not on
And
the
you mean the
record.
allegations of the new number one?
The new number one, and there was one other listed violation that was waived.
And what listed violation?
The other violation was just tested positive.
Mhm.
That was waived, Your Honor, and also the new number one assault.
Oh, right. Wait. So my reason for reviewing the court summary would be to figure out how he had been doing other than with the waive violations. All right. So first things first, you were in the military. When did you discharge from the military?
October of 06,
And why did you discharge?
I tested positive for marijuana.
Okay. And was this before or after your brother's death?
This was way before. This was in 06. My brother's death was 2 years ago.
And was it an honorable discharge or dishonorable?
It was a general under honorable conditions.
Now, I know you're saying that you were sent here because your family placed you in rehab.
Right.
Why was your brother here?
He was on parole, actually. He came to live with me.
All right. And what is he on parole for?
Death.
And you were mentioned that you've been arrested before somewhere else. Where would this have been?
And Eagle Pass.
For
My
what?
hometown. That's probably marijuana charges. It was over 10 years ago. I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly what the charges were.
All right. So what I can tell you in the court summary, probation is recommending revocation. Sometimes I go along with what the recommendation is. Sometimes I don't. But I have more questions for you. So their concerns about you are this. They say the probationer last reported on March 7th, 2024. Why didn't you report after that?
I was out on the streets trying to figure out what happened to my brother. I knew I was living the lifestyle, so I was on the drugs. I knew I was going to fail again.
All right. And then they say you failed to attend. They gave you a chance, and then they said you failed to attend your office visit on April 10th, 2024. Why?
The same reason. I was out trying to figure out what happened while I was on drugs.
But they contacted you and called you because it says the probation officer rescheduled the probationer for another appointment on April 17th, 2024, hoping he would resume reporting compliance. So they say you didn't attend on that date. Why not?
It's the same reason. I have a problem not answering the phone, not answering the door when people not want, even if I don't want to. It's just a conscious thing.
And then
And-
they say that they gave you another appointment for April 29, 2024, hoping you would resume compliance, and you didn't report for that visit. And then they scheduled you for another appointment on May 13, 2024, and you didn't attend. And then they scheduled you for another appointment on June 17, 2024, and you didn't attend. And they said that what the due diligence they attempted with you is they called your cell phone. There was no answer, and they left a voicemail. They texted you the message, and they also sent an email to your email address. And then they called your stepmother. No one answered. They left a voicemail. Then they called your father. No one answered, and they left a voicemail. And then they went to do a field visit, and it was a bad address. And then they didn't stop there.
This testimony is doing two things at once: explaining why things fell apart and trying to humanize the defendant trauma grief addiction. It doesn't excuse violations, but courts do consider whether someone is spiraling or just refusing to comply.
They then scheduled another appointment for you for June 28, 2024, and you still didn't report. So, I mean,
If I may.
Yes. Yes, please.
During all this time, I was homeless and I didn't, like, when they would call me, I didn't have the phone all the time. I mean, it would get stolen within a couple of weeks of having a phone. So I didn't have ways of contact. So if it was just messages that they left, I didn't receive, not that many.
well, they call your father, they call your stepmom.
Right.
So, I mean, you haven't done anything. I don't know why it should continue you. I mean, what's the reason why he should be continued?
Your Honor, the hope would be that living not here in San Antonio and moving to Eagle Pass and being with his father and his stepmother would make things differently. Because if he's there and if they, I hope they would never not be able to get a hold of him, but then they would be there with him to give him the message. They were in another city. They were not in contact at the time. But now, if the hope would be that things would be different because he would be in a different environment by supportive people, not other people who are using drugs and are homeless and stealing cell phones and things like that. People who is, a retired mail carrier and I don't know anything about his stepmom. Does she still work?
Yes.
Okay. So the hope would be that his environment would be different, therefore his actions would be different, and also that he might have stricter conditions from the court, and conditions that better address the issues. For instance, the mental health aspect of what he's struggling with was not being addressed in the time he was on probation. So my hope would be that if he is getting mental health treatment and getting stricter drug treatment, that the outcome would be different.
All right.
He also now has a better appreciation of the risk of going to prison. He's never been to prison before. And I think for the first time, this is flashing before his eyes that this is a very real possibility. And he knew by playing true that that was an option that the court had.
All right. Anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further from the defense.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to grant the motion, find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. The court is going to request the therapeutic community, and the court will retain jurisdiction. So if what he has reported is true, that he has no felony convictions, you can explain to him what that means, that the court is retaining jurisdiction. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
All right. Do you have a limited right to appeal? That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are in deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So that we can go off the record. The therapeutic community doesn't increase the time that you're in custody. It's just a program that can hopefully help you get on track with your sobriety, get on track with your mental health issues. Once you're released from custody, if you're not able to find a place to live, if you're not able to find someone to help you with your mental health or drug issues, if I'm still here, you can come back to the court and I will pick up the phone and call someone to help you. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Judge, just on with this individual, I know that there is another pending case that's indicted that Megan is not on. Charles Gold is on that case. I don't know if you want to give that information to Norma to see when
Yes.
that can be set. It's relatively new,
Mhm.
but I believe it needs to be set for trial at
Yes.
some point.
Mario Vargas. All right. If you'll come forward. All right. And I think this had to do with restitution.
It did, Your Honor.
All right. Who's the prosecutor on this?
Anyone from trial division, I suppose, looks like Jason's the only one here this morning.
Okay.
There is one here.
Well, let me interrupt then. Jason,
No idea.
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
All right. This is restitution. And I don't know if you all have received this.
All right, this is the first I've looked at
Do
it.
you mind if we step away and I
Sure.
kind of get him up to speed a little bit?
Okay.
This is actually a key legal moment. The defense is shifting the focus from punishment to treatment, mental health evaluation, substance abuse program structure. Judges often want to know, is prison the only option left, or did probation fail because the support system failed first?
All right. All right. So, Mr. Vargas, what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to reset your case because I don't want something to happen where I say that restitution is satisfied and it's not, or if something happens with the civil side because I'm saying it's satisfied and it's not. So the state just needs to check into a couple of things. If you all agree that the restitution is satisfied, we won't need a hearing. You all just let me know the restitution hearing is satisfied. If you have to work or something of that nature, you can zoom in. You won't have to appear. All right. So I thank you so much for coming down. And thank you. You always dress appropriately for court. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So here's the question, though. When do y'all want to come back?
Depends on his work schedule, Judge.
All right. All right. So what's your work schedule?
I work Monday through Friday from 7 to 4. So,
All right.
I would have to take a day off.
No. Do you have a lunch break?
Yeah.
Legally, they have to give.
Yeah,
First time I got a job, my mom said, this is when your lunch breaks are supposed to be. This is
Yeah.
how many minutes you get.
My lunch breaks are from noon to 12:45.
Make that work. Y'all, we'll just have to be here.
No problem.
We'll do it at noon. And again, we may not even need you. If they agree that the restitution is satisfied, you won't have to appear by Zoom and your attorney can just call you.
Okay.
So how much time do y'all want?
Sometime next week, I think we'll be fine, Joe. Is that okay with you, Judge?
Let me see. All right, y'all want to do it the 21st?
21st?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll put you down for November 21st for restitution hearing. And Jason, do you need a copy of this?
I'm sorry.
Do you need a copy?
I was gonna ask Jeff for copies. I don't know if he has copies, but if not, I'll get copies from
Just
the.
make copies.
All right. If y'all need to make one in the back or something, you can.
Okay, Judge, thank you. And Jeff, do you mind?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Can I have a reset form, please? And
Thank you,
Mr. Vargas, I'm going to give you a reset form, but no, you can appear by Zoom.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Deputy Laura, I'm getting feedback. Something happened.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Mr. Daniels. All right. Make sure you're on time next time. Okay.
I tried to get here, man, but got caught up in traffic.
All right. We have to, you have to
I know, right?
time it. Thank you for dressing appropriately. Where are we on discovery?
Judge, I got the indictment last week or so.
Last week.
Yeah, and
'Cause we were here on September.
that's when we got it.
Okay.
I talked to counsel. We're going to file a motion for the blood draw laboratory stuff. It has not been filed yet. And then I talked to counsel, and he was going to, if I give him a hard drive, he's going to put everything on it for me.
Okay. All right. So when do you anticipate giving them the hard drive and following the motion?
I can get it over there the first of next week.
All right. And also I'll need the blood discovery file the first of next week as
I'll
well.
get that right away, and so that should be on the way. There is a possibility, well, there's a realistic issue regarding the blood the blood tubes.
Mhm.
I have a toxicologist that I want to retest the blood.
Mhm.
So I'm going to have to file a motion to that effect.
All right. Needs to be filed next week.
Okay, I'll do that next week. And I don't know how long that is going to take, but we're going to do that.
All right. Norma, on this case, have them come back on January 9th for discovery. And I'm notating all of those motions. They need to be filed next week.
I will
Right.
definitely do that.
Before you go on your fishing trip.
Well, that's every weekend. So
Yes.
he's the bondsman. What's that?
You appointed,
No, he was retained as a bondsman.
hired, or were you
I'm retained. Yeah,
retained? Can you file your notice? Was your notice filed?
pretty sure we filed it, but
Okay. Because it's not showing up. It shows up as Carlos Martinez. So they do have notice of retained counsels in back. And so if you could just fill that out so they can put it in the system
he
today.
was the first one to file because he was the bail bondsman.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's not involved in the case itself.
All
But
right,
I'll
so-
get that done today.
All right. Is there anything else?
That's all we have.
Norma, recall this for January 9th, please.
All right, is he excused now?
Once he signs the reset form.
Oh, I see. Okay, very good.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 009938, State of Texas versus Kylan Michael Gutierrez. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Todd McCray on behalf of Mr. Gutierrez.
And are you Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, you entered a plea of no contest on October 29th. The PSI was waived. The state waived the repeater paragraph without objection. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, and the state is opposed to your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. I believe both parties agreed to the waiving of the PSI. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right. State, the court was in receipt of a letter from Mr. Gutierrez. It was filed as a part of the PSI that they wanted me to consider. At least it's labeled PSI at the top. State, did you have any objections to the court previously reading that? And have you had a chance to read it? All right. I'll tender it to you to review. And the state did receive a copy of the TAP evaluation. Is that correct? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So have both parties had a chance to review the TAP evaluation?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the TAP evaluation? All right. And the court has reviewed the TAP evaluation. I know that when this was reset, I asked that I be given his criminal history. There's a criminal history that is attached within the TAP evaluation. It shows the disposition that some of the cases were dismissed. Is there any other cases other than what's in the TAP evaluation? And of course, what was in the indictment with that repeater paragraph being waived?
I don't have my file down here, Brian. Else I was ready, but if you would like, I could go ask for somebody to bring it down so that you can get that PCIC and CIC for you.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Oh, no problem. All right. Just have a seat and we'll get back.
Listen closely here. Probation didn't just try to reach him. They documented calls, texts, emails, family contact, and field visits. From a legal standpoint, this is the state showing due diligence that paper trail matters a lot when a judge decides whether to give another chance. And here's the final gut punch: 6 years in prison, but with a therapeutic community recommendation and retained jurisdiction. Translation: the judge is still leaving a door cracked open. If treatment works and eligibility applies, there may be a path back sooner, but now the consequences are real.